examples that you sent.
Yeah.
Can you see the Telegram now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you sent many examples, which is nice, but
Okay.
we're just going to have a look and see. Um, I've looked at most of them. Most of them seem to be correct. Like this one here, yes, broke structure, and we did eventually come to test the validation. This is the same one. Now, for an example like this one,
Okay.
that is not the invalidation point, although that is where price ended. But I want you to understand the concept, okay? So this was a lower low, this was a lower high, okay?
Yeah.
But we had another lower low and another lower high, okay?
Okay.
Followed by a lower low, and we said that that the invalidation point is the last lower low. So this would have been our that would have been our invalidation point, okay? And
Okay.
sometimes price doesn't come back to test the invalidation point. It is something that we look at, but overall it is important to understand the concept. Not that every low that price bounces to becomes the invalidation point.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, this was correct. We can call this an invalidation point.
Okay.
Yeah, but price of course didn't go all the way. You can find because it was much more bearish on the monthly, and we also look at all that. So
In
in
this
this case,
area,
uh
okay.
in this case, the invalidation point is this last higher high. Okay, so if
Okay.
we have a trend like that, the last higher high becomes the invalidation point. And if it is a downtrend like that,
Yeah, but in this is the 30 minutes the invalidation point, and this is in 1 hour.
oh, okay. So the blue one is the 1 hour, and the
Yeah, yeah.
red
Black
one
one is the
is
30.
and the black is 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so sometimes price can get to the 30 minutes. Sometimes it can end right at the 1 hour. Okay, so
Okay.
if you all you have to do is calculate. Okay, from the 1 hour to the 30 minutes validation, it's just 10 pips. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So that means if you put your entry at the 1 hour, that means that your stop loss has to be um, more than 10 pips, just in
10
case
pips.
if price spikes and then keeps on going. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you can decide to put your entry at the 30 minutes. Okay. But then there is a slight risk that price might not come all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to be much more aggressive, then you can put it at the 30 minutes. But if you want to be sure, just put at the 1 hour, and then your stop loss has to be higher. Okay.
Okay.
What we are looking is that we don't expect to see a candle closure above the 1 hour. Okay. So that means that,
Okay.
yeah, that means the 1 hour can spike, but before the end of the 1 hour, price will come back and the candle will close below.
Okay.
Okay.
In this area, in this down part,
Uh-huh.
should we consider this also as invalidation point?
Below here.
Yeah. 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 In this area.
yeah, the invalidation point is there. Okay, but then again, we are also going to look at to see whether price will get whether price will get to the invalidation or whether it will exceed. Okay,
Okay.
but either way, if you look at the 1 hour, like
Yeah.
you're always safe when you put your entry at the 1 hour, even if it closes below, it can only exceed maybe 5, 10, or 15 pips, depending on the price action of lower time frames.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so if you put like a 20 pip, 25 pip stop loss, 622 700, okay, and you are targeting 100 pips, that is more than 5 to 1, 5 to
Yeah.
1
Yeah.
risk to reward ratio. Okay, so we want to be on point, but also we don't want our entries to be left. Okay,
Okay.
do you have any questions here?
No. No. No.
Okay, yes, that is the validation point. Here it kind of exceeded and went to a structure retest, but that is a correct invalidation point. Yeah, that is a invalidation point.
Wait. Wait. Once going to that,
Mhm. You have a
should we
question here?
consider should we consider this one as a lower low, higher higher high? This invalidation point at the left.
I think you can draw.
Okay. Wait.
Try to annotate here.
Yeah. At this area. In this area. It can't. Here.
I know actually I hadn't seen that part. So let's see. Yeah, actually I hadn't looked this far. So yes, this actually becomes the last lower high. Okay.
Okay.
This becomes the last lower high. Sorry, I hadn't seen this. I only looked at this area. So in this
Okay.
case, so that means that we have a low, a high, okay? Then we
Yeah.
have a lower high. But when we are going to form a higher high, between
Yeah.
this area and that, we got a pullback. So this pullback is not very significant, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So this becomes the last lower high. Then if we exceed like that, so that becomes the last lower high, and this becomes the original invalidation. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I see I tried to exceed and it tapped again, but eventually it kind of dropped. Yeah, so this is the last higher high. Do you have any questions? Because I wanted us to have a look at something else today.
No.
Because
No. I don't have
I see
questions.
you have kind of understood the concept by now of
Yeah. But
invalidations and
in
mhm,
this part, I am getting few doubts.
mhm,
This area. While this is moving in this area, and then this is broke here, right?
mhm.
Then it should be invalidation point.
What?
This is broke right here.
Mhm.
Then this should be invalidation point, right?
Oh, okay. So okay, so like this should be the invalidation point.
Yeah.
And yes, and that is what we are going to look at today.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
going to look deeper at the trend and to understand exactly what happens. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I prepared a few examples to
Okay.
discuss to help us understand. Can you see my chart now?
Yeah, yeah, I can see.
Yeah. Okay. So the first example that we are going to look at is gold.
Good.
Okay. And we are going to look at gold from the daily, from when it did this push to how it got all the way up here. Okay. Yeah, and how you started to pull, how you would have taken advantage of um of all the positions. Okay. Yeah. So now in a life cycle of a trend, from when it moves from the when it breaks structure to when it goes to do a structure retest, we expect price to break at least twice. Okay.
But what's it?
we
When you
we,
do?
we expect price to break. Maybe you should just listen first, and then you will take notes later.
Okay, okay,
Okay. So I'll give you an example. Okay.
okay.
So we had a bullish trend. Okay. This
Yeah.
bullish trend broke structure, but then continued. What does this mean? This means, okay, let me do this again. If we have a bullish trend, okay, making a series of highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows like that. Okay. So if this breaks structure but then continues with the overall bullish trend, okay, this
Okay,
means that for this moment here, we did have a bearish trend. Okay.
okay.
It is like a small bearish trend that
Yeah,
existed briefly within this bullish trend because we broke structure. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So that means that this becomes like a structure retest now for this bullish trend if it breaks. Okay.
Okay,
So if this bullish trend breaks, okay, that
okay,
means that this becomes the structure retest for this minor small bullish trend that started from here because we broke structure over here. Okay. Now, if we break below this, that is where we are going to, that is when we are sure that we are going to test the very last point where this trend started. Okay.
okay,
Yeah, that is one thing that is very important. Now, on a bearish scenario, on a bearish case, okay, as we are going down, you can find that sometimes price breaks structure then continues. Okay.
okay,
Yeah, breaks structure then continues down. Okay. So what this means is that if we break structure, that means this becomes like our short-term structure retest because we broke structure here, okay, in this trend. So that means this becomes like a short structure retest. But if we close above that, then that is what gives us confirmation that we are now going to exceed even this first one and go all the way to test where the trend started. Okay.
okay,
Yeah. So what you need to understand is that from when price breaks structure, okay, if we had a bullish trend like that, then we break above, okay, and we break back below. So when price breaks, that means now we have broken this short-term structure retest on this time frame, and that we are going to test these highs where this trend started.
this,
Okay. So what does this mean? Now the break above this means that we have solidified that this is now a bull trend. Okay.
okay,
Yeah. So what we should expect is again price to break structure at least two times. Okay. So it can break structure the first time, it will break structure the first time, but then it will continue and break structure the second time, and then it will continue to come and test the to do the structure retest.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, if it is a bearish trend, okay, if it is a if it was a bullish trend like that, okay, then we broke structure there, okay, we continue, then we broke structure the second time, okay. So if we come and we break back below this structural retest, okay, that means that when we continue, we expect price to break structure the first time, but
Okay.
then it will continue down, okay, and break structure the second time,
Continues.
and then it will continue, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is now this is the life cycle of a trend after it has broken that short-term structure retest. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to need to watch this again and again so that you can understand. Okay. So I want us to look at this example of gold from these lows. Okay.
Okay.
Then let's look at the 4 hour. Okay. So at the 4 hour, after breaking structure, okay,
Yeah.
after breaking structure, we had the first break where we broke previous highs and lows. Okay.
Okay.
Then we proceeded to have the second break. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we pulled back. So after every low we pull back, then we continue. I'm sure you might have seen this a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
pull back, then we continue. And now we have broken for the third time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the first part where I'm going to show you examples, and then next we are going to discuss how to find these levels so that we can buy at these levels, okay, so that we can buy at these levels and continue riding the trend. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, another most recent example was Euro USD. And Euro USD, I want us to look at this part. Okay, I want us to look at this part. This part is very important, okay, because we broke structure. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Once we broke structure, we had the first break. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the first break, then we continued, and we had the second break. We broke the second time, then we
Yes.
continued. Okay. So this is the lifetime, or I mean this is the life cycle of a trend. Okay. So when you look at the trend, you should look first of all, how many times have we broken structure in that trend? Okay.
Okay.
Even when you look at this previous now bearish trend, okay, we broke structure
Okay.
the first time, okay, where we broke below the previous lows and highs and lows. I mean, okay. So we had a lower low and a lower high. Okay. So that means we broke structure for the first time. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we kept on going. Then we have broken structure for the second time. Okay. So that is what you should understand. That's what you should understand as the life cycle of a trend. Okay. So now let's go back to gold and see what happens when we break structure so that we can continue with the overall trend. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions until that point?
No, no, I don't have. But
Mhm.
so that it, it will not come to retest the invalidation point in the previous chart. Euro USD also. Which
Euro
put it is.
USD, on Euro USD.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
In 4 hour time frame.
We're looking at from here. Uh-huh.
Shouldn't we expect these to touch this area and go
Oh,
up?
we did not. Yes, we do. We did not come to test the invalidation point. We are going to look at that as well. Okay,
Okay,
we are going
okay,
to discuss this. This is also another whole different part, so that we can be able to tell if price will test invalidation point, or if it will go all the way down, or if it will end up here and continue. Okay,
okay,
yeah, that I think will be after this, after explaining this part, then we will look at that. Okay,
okay.
yeah. So gold. So on gold, okay,
Okay,
if we break structure on the 4 hour, okay, if we have come from the structure retest, then we start pushing. Okay, if we break structure on the 4 hour,
okay,
we are going to look for that last high low on the previous bullish, I mean bullish trend on the 1 hour. Let me explain that. Okay, so if this is the 4 hour,
okay.
okay, if this is the 4 hour, now we are looking at that part, because we have broken structure on the on the 4 hour. So we are trying to find that level, so that we are trying to find that level at least, so that we can take a buy to ride with the second wave, or with the continuation. Okay, so what we do is that we go to the 1 hour time frame and look at which structure retest have we broken.
Okay,
Okay, which structure retest have we broken. Okay,
okay.
yeah. So in this case, we had a low, high, lower high, then sort of like a new high here. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Then we broke. That means that we have something like this. Okay,
yeah,
yeah. Then we broke back below. So what does this mean? This means that this is the last, like so if this was to continue up, okay, so this would have become our invalidation point then, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but instead we just bounced, then we,
And broke the invalidation point.
yes, we proceeded to go down. Okay, so that,
Okay.
what does that mean? We said that this means that this becomes our short-term structure retest, right? So this
Yeah,
becomes our short-term structure retest. So if we break, we are going to expect price to come and test this invalidation point,
yes.
okay, of that
Okay,
broken trend on the 1 hour. Okay,
okay, okay,
let me repeat that again. So if we have a trend like that, okay, then we
okay,
break above, right? Then
okay,
we break below. That is the 1 hour now. So if the 4 hour comes and breaks, that means the 4 hour has broken the 1 hour, um, has broken the 1 hour short-term structure retest. Okay,
Okay.
So we are looking at this last lower high. So when for our break structure, that means that this is where we are going to
Interview.
test before we continue.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we're broken structure. Okay. So this is the last high that the 4 hour now has broken. That means that we have broken this 1 hour trend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means we're going to look at this last, which would have been the invalidation point. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that means this last lower high of this medium term invalidation becomes now our invalidation. I like to call it the hidden invalidation because it is usually very, very hidden. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one hidden invalidation. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that becomes the hidden invalidation. So then we expect the 4 hour time frame to come and test that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, okay. So let's continue now with gold on the 4 hour. Okay. So gold on the 4 hour, we have broken structure for the second time. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the principle is the same. That means that we go back to the 1 hour. Okay.
Okay.
We go back to the 1 hour and we look for the last trend that has been broken. So if you look at the 1 hour, this was the last high on the 1 hour, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the last high. That means that is the 1 hour trend that has been broken.
Okay.
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 That is the 1 hour high that has been broken.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you look, you see that okay, let me just delete this. Okay. We see that we had a trend here, then we broke high, but we broke below. Okay. So that
Yeah.
means we did have a bearish trend. So that means this high that has been broken, this trend started from here because we had a new low. Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
get.
Is that clear?
No. No. This. Once you repeat this.
Okay, let me repeat. It's like this. If I just draw it on the side, okay,
Okay.
it's like we had a series of highs and lows, then we broke below, okay,
Yeah.
then we broke above, and that is
Okay.
when we continue, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that means that this current trend started from these lows here. This current
Yes.
trend started from these lows. Why? Because we did break structure before that, okay.
Okay.
However, the principle is the same, okay. So because we have broken structure, where would our invalidation point be? Okay, our
Okay.
invalidation point would be our invalidation point would be here if this continued all the way. Okay, like
Okay.
if we broke structure, made a high, high, low, high, high, then we came back. So if this continued, this is what would have been our invalidation point, which was tested. Okay, because
Yeah. Yeah.
if you look, if I remove all the drawings, so that means that we had a high, low, lower high, lower low, right?
Yeah.
Then we made a new high because it's higher than this previous.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that means after that price pulled back to test the invalidation point. Okay. To test the invalidation point. It
Okay.
spiked much lower, but it closed above our invalidation point. Then price continued. Okay. So
Yeah.
now this is the 1 hour. So the principle is the same, okay? Because
Okay.
now then we continue back down. So if the 4 hour breaks, if the 4 hour comes and breaks above, okay, and breaks structure, We expect price to come and test this invalidation point, which could have been our invalidation point. Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we expect price to come and test that, then continue. Okay, so that
Continue.
becomes our 1 hour.
Hidden invalidation.
Yes, 1 hour hidden invalidation.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So as you can see, price came back to test the 1 hour hidden invalidation. Okay,
Yeah.
then continued. But sometimes price can be very very volatile. Okay, especially if you are dealing with a pair like gold. It is always very important to take precaution. Okay, so this is the
Okay.
1 hour hidden invalidation, which is the correct entry. Okay, but gold moves a lot. Okay, so instead price went all the way down. Okay, and this would have been a huge amount of stop loss, over 150 pips. Okay,
Okay.
so it's a lot. So what do you do? That means that from here you have to go and find invalidation points in much lower time frames. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, let me explain that. Okay, so we are there, but this is the 1 hour invalidation. Okay, so what
Okay.
we do is that we go lower to the 15 minutes. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, remember now price hasn't come back all the way down. It is still up there. We have just seen that it has broken structure. Okay, so that means that now we are looking for the 15 minutes invalidation point, which is below the 1 hour. Okay,
Okay.
now if we look at this 15-minute trend, we are looking for the 15-minute invalidation, which is below this level. Okay, which is below this line.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So if we look at this trend, what we see is that we had a high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. Okay,
Broke the
but
structure.
then we broke structure.
Okay.
Okay, we broke structure and then we proceeded to make new highs. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So that means that we have something like that, where we broke structure, then we proceeded. Okay, so that
Okay.
means if we had come back, this would have been our invalidation point now. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So that means that now this becomes the 15 minutes invalidation point. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So what you do essentially is, after getting your 1 hour, you just go lower to the 15 minutes. Okay, and you look
Okay.
for the next place where price broke structure on the 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that now this becomes our 15 minutes hidden invalidation point. I mean 15 minutes invalidation point. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that becomes a 15 minutes invalidation. Okay, below the 1 hour. So you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
observe the 15 minutes trend.
Below 1 hour.
You were looking for the 15 minutes trend that is below. Okay,
Okay.
if this is not enough, you can even go much much lower to the 3 minutes invalidation. Okay,
Okay.
so the process is the same. That means that you are only going to be looking for an invalidation point which is below the 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Okay, so if we
Okay.
observe if we observe if we observe the the 3 minutes trend. Okay, that we
Okay.
had a high, a low, then we did break structure. Okay,
Okay.
that means we had a bearish trend here. We
Yeah.
broke below, then we broke back above.
Invalidation
Okay,
point would be here,
yeah.
right?
So that means this becomes our
Previous invalidation.
invalidation point. Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
that means that becomes now our 3 minutes invalidation point. Okay.
Okay.
So now we have found the 1 hour hidden invalidation, the 15 minutes, and even the 3 minutes invalidation point. Okay. So that means if you see a break of structure, you know exactly where price is going to come to 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 test so that it can continue, because you have counted that, okay, since we started this rally, we have only broken structure once. Okay, so that means that we will expect price to pull back one more time, then exceed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So that means, as you can see here, price spiked. So now if you try to compare, if you would have taken your entry, your buy entry at that 1 hour hidden invalidation, that means your risk would have been so much bigger, 159.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
but if you
Okay.
would have taken that entry from your 3 minutes, you only have like 20 pips. Okay,
Yeah.
that means
Yeah.
price just spikes to take you in, and that is how you see those very accurate, those very sniper entries. Okay, it means that
Okay.
every trend you go lower and lower to find that precise entry. Okay,
Okay.
but after understanding everything, like after understanding what stage of the trend are we in, have we broken the first time, have we broken the second time? Okay, so that means that if you had taken that first trade from that 1 hour invalidation, from that 1 hour hidden invalidation, that means you could have just held all this while you are watching. Okay, and even after price breaking structure the second time, even after price breaking structure the second time, okay, you
Okay.
would have still been confident to keep on holding on, because you know that eventually we need to make one more push to the
Okay.
upside. Okay, so price
Okay.
will consolidate, but eventually it will break the highs. Okay,
Okay.
as you can see, eventually price did break those highs, did break these highs, and continued about another 200 to 300 pips above. Okay, so that is the life cycle of a trend. So, and this is much more effective from the 4 hours. So whenever you open a chart on the 4 hour time frame or 4 hour trend, it is the most perfect to begin trading or analyzing. From the 4 hour, you just look at the trend where it is. Okay,
Okay.
and then you see that, okay, we have broken structure, so you go to look for the 1 hour hidden invalidation. Me personally, most of the times I like to look at the 1 hour hidden invalidation, from that opposite trend. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and the 15 minutes below it, now the 15 minutes below that 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, it just becomes much more accurate, much more accurate from there, and you can continue riding it from there. Okay, so
Okay.
that is how you would have traded um, gold. And if we look at Euro USD, in relation to what we are looking at today, okay.
Okay.
So if we look at this trend, okay, so we broke structure the first time, okay. So
Yeah.
that means that we are going to look for the hidden invalidation,
Okay.
okay. So now in this case, um, in this case, price broke above because now we didn't come to test the 4 hour. If you can remember, you asked me that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, but here we broke structure. We made a new low.
yeah,
Okay. But we continued, and then we continued to make new highs. Okay.
yeah.
We made a
Okay,
high, higher low, higher high. Then that is when we broke below. Okay. So that means this last lower high becomes our new invalidation point. Okay. I mean, becomes our hidden invalidation point.
can you
Okay.
repeat this again?
Yeah.
I can.
Then we wouldn't expect to go all the way back down there. Okay. Because we
Okay,
already started making new highs. Okay.
okay,
So when the 4 hour breaks, that means that we only expect price to come and test this last high of the previous 4 hour trend. Okay. What you can do to help you is you just look at this trend and then you draw a line. Okay, a horizontal line. This horizontal line, okay, from the very lowest point. Okay, this horizontal line will help you when you go to the 1 hour to identify that we are only looking at the hidden invalidation point on this left side.
okay, okay,
Okay, that we are only looking at for invalidation points on that left side. Okay,
okay,
yeah. So so that means that now we took the trade, we are going to be considering from this invalidation point on this left, left side. Okay,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
on the left side of the 4 hour trend. Okay, that means that would have been your first entry. So then we broke structure for the second time. Okay,
okay,
um, we broke structure for the second time on the 4 hour. Okay, so
yeah.
breaking structure on the 4 hour for the second time, the principle is the same. Which 1 hour trend have we broken?
Okay,
Okay, so we go to the left and see the 1 hour structure retest that we have broken. Okay, this is the most recent 1 hour structure retest that we have broken. Okay,
yeah.
because we haven't gotten this far yet. Okay,
Okay,
if price would have gone all the way, then we would have been looking for the hidden invalidation around these areas because we have broken this structure retest. Okay, but because we
okay,
have broken that, so we are looking for the invalidation point on this trend. Okay,
okay,
okay, on this area. Okay, so in this area we see we had a low, lower high, lower low, then we broke to make new highs, then we came to test the invalidation point. Okay,
okay,
okay, just remove everything for clarity. Okay, assuming that we have only this trend up to there. Okay, so that means we broke structure. This becomes our invalidation point. Okay,
okay,
so we broke that, then we came to test the invalidation point, then we went up a bit, but then we turned up, we turned and continued down. Okay,
okay,
yeah. So that means that on the 4 hour, that is the very first level that we would be looking to take a trade.
okay,
To take a trade for the second push if we break structure. Okay,
okay,
if we break structure, so this becomes now the 1 hour hidden invalidation. Okay,
okay,
yeah. So how do we know that, okay, so now we are going to, how do we know that, okay, this, here is a question for you. How do we know that we are not going to exit back down, and instead that we are going to make another push?
But I didn't get, sir.
You haven't understood the question.
No, no.
Okay. So you see we have broken structure.
Yeah.
Okay. So how would we know, how would we know that now we are not, that we are, how do I put this? Oh my God. See, we have broken structure. Okay. So now how do we know that we are not going to continue down?
It should at least make two breaks.
Exactly. Yes. That is the exact answer. So even if you had never traded Euro USD before and you had never looked at the chart, okay,
Okay.
the act of you opening this pair and finding it, there having broken structure should tell
Yeah.
you that we are expecting to make one more push
Okay.
to the upside. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is how we know. Okay. So that is how, I mean, some of those trends that you see from the middle, price just pulls back and I take a trade. That is how you look. You just have to count the first break, the second break, okay, on the 4 hour.
Okay.
Okay. So do you have any question?
No, no.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't have any question, I would like the next webinar to be on Wednesday. Wednesday,
Wednesday.
yes, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Yes, 3 p.m.
Okay.
like today. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the meantime, you're only going to look at these areas. Okay. To look at these areas, I want you
Okay.
to go across all pairs and look at the areas where price reversed on the 4 hour and broke structure. Okay. And then came to test that invalidation point of on of the of the 1 hour below. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be very challenging, but it's more important if you
You
separate, you
want?
can just draw a line. Okay. So you
Hello.
look at every medium term structure retest on the 1 hour
Hello.
that has been broken. Okay. Then the
Voice is
last
breaking,
low.
sir. Hello. Can you listen me?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I was saying, I, w- I was saying that it might be challenging
Hello.
at first. Can you hear me?
No, no. Voice is breaking, sir.
Am I breaking up?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Tell me, sir.
Yeah. So I was saying that you just have to go to, you draw a line from the very lowest point on the 4 hour. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you just look at those medium terms, which which medium term structure retest has the 4 hour recently broken. Okay. Then you look for
Okay.
that last lower high of it. Then that becomes your entry to continue with the trend. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to do that, and then send some examples until Wednesday. That is when we will discuss that, and if everything is clear, then we will look at the bearish scenario. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't want us to cover everything today because it's a lot and it can be confusing. So it is better we first look at a bullish case, then we will look at the bearish case, which is just the opposite essentially. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, which is just the opposite. And then, so yeah, next time we will look at that, and then I think that will now we will be on the final levels. Okay, then we will just look at overall time frames from the monthly and the weekly. But with this knowledge alone on the 4 hour, you are able to be taking trades. Okay, like if you master that, you can only take trades from the 4 hour. But we are going to look at the monthly and the weekly and how to relate them so that you can understand how to take now those much longer term swing trades. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but for intraday trades, you can just do that by counting. Okay, we have broken the first time, we have broken the previous structure retest, the previous term structure retest. Okay, so if we had that, that means here we did break structure briefly. Okay, so if we break
Okay.
above, that means we have broken the medium term structure retest. Okay, so that means we will expect
Yeah.
price to break once and then continue and break again and then continue. We expect at least 2 breaks of structure. Each break of structure, with each break of structure, okay, we have our line here. Then we're going to look at this previous, we're going to look on the 1 hour
One
now.
hour.
Yeah, we're going to look at the 1 hour and see which medium term, um, which medium term high such a retest, okay, has this 4 hour broken.
Okay.
Then we look for the invalidation point of it, and that now becomes our entry. You can even go lower and look for the 15 minutes invalidation below that 1 hour. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can choose one pair, maybe one pair in a day, and you just go back in time, and you observe those 4 hour trends, and you see where it broke structure and the 1 hour hidden invalidation. So you just draw a line and point those out to me. Okay. Then on Wednesday we will discuss those,
Okay.
and if everything is clear, we'll continue from there. Is that okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Is it
Do you have?
video is recorded?
Yes, yes, it is recorded. I'm going to send you the link as soon as I finish here.
Yeah. I didn't. You didn't send that video before
Oh,
that.
oh, the other one I didn't send as well. Sorry, I forgot. I will send you both of them.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we should call it a day now if you don't have any further questions. Is that okay?
What? I didn't
Um,
get
I-
listen.
I'm
Voice is
saying
very.
I think we should end here if you don't have any further questions. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Have a
Please be
great weekend.
active in social media.
You what?
Active in Telegram or WhatsApp, sir.
Telegram. I will send you on Telegram.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. Take care.
Okay. Okay. Bye, sir.
All right.